Hello. I got a video that I want to put together that I'd like to see if we can get out and get into the public view a little bit, and maybe it'll make a difference. Maybe you can help make a difference. Back in June, July of last year, my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And it had already spread and metastasized to multiple organs in his body. And he was given 4 to 6 months to live. We got a couple of good months out of him. Some good laughs, some cries. And now my dad is gone. He passed away the 20th of last month. And it's not so bad that he passed, it's how he had to pass. The cancer withered my dad away to about nothing. I had to see my dad half of what he was, and in pain and hurting and waiting for death to come. The bad thing about it is he got it from serving his country. It's on his death certificate that the primary cause of death was herbicide exposure during the Vietnam War, otherwise known as Agent Orange. So here my dad defends his country for 22 years in the Marine Corps, gets out of the Marine Corps and serves God, his country again, by preaching for over 30 years. Got his doctorate in theology and preached and saved souls. So here he saved souls, American souls, by doing what he was supposed to do in Vietnam and protecting his country. Then he preaches and saves souls without a gun. But now my mom gets to struggle. I guess the VA told her that there's no pension to be had, no retirement. She gets no part of it. She's left with very little. Should that be right? I don't think so. Should the wife of a man who served his country for 22 years without a mark or a blemish on his service jacket? Just the opposite. I got a box full of medals that my dad got for being in Vietnam and for his service to his country. Never any court-martials, no Article 15s. Medals. Medals that he'll never wear again because of exposure that him and many, many other military men were privy to during the Vietnam War. I know nothing can bring him back. I don't think any spouse that's left behind that's backed any of our veterans should ever have to suffer or struggle. I don't want my dad's passing just to happen and be forgotten about. Help me not make that happen. Pass this around. Let's get some views on it. Let's get some hits. If you're a veteran, thank you for your service. If you're the spouse of a veteran, thank you for yours. Because if you're a veteran, you know a majority of the time it takes a good family member to back your play. No, they're not there in the trenches with you. They're not dodging bullets. But they're there to pick up the pieces. They're there to hold you when you get home. They're there to write you letters when you're alone. And when something happens to you as a veteran, do you want your wife, your husband, your aunt, your uncle, whoever it is, to suffer because you're not around to fight for them no more? Since you're not around to fight for them anymore, they get what they got. It's over. Spread the word. Pass the link around. Let people know that my dad, 22-year serviceman, decorated, wartime veteran, died due to cancer that the medical examiner stated on his death certificate, Agent Orange exposure during wartime era. Then preaches for 30 plus years. Gets riddled by cancer and leaves his family behind. If it wasn't for the Agent Orange, I would still have my dad today. My mom would have her husband. My children would have their grandfather. And now he's gone. And now I've got to watch my mom suffer. I'm not going to let that happen. I'll support her any way I can. But I think she has rights. And I think she deserves some of that pension that they're telling her she has no access to or gets zero of. Spread the word.